and welcome to the program. I'm Antonina Antosha and you're watching Head to Head with UATV. Ukraine has increased natural gas reserves in its underground storage facilities over the period from April to September. So we are prepared for the autumn and winter period, so it seems. Will Ukraine be able to export gas? To talk more about this and more, we're joined in the studio today by Karel Hirman. He's a member of Strategic Advisory Group for Support of Ukrainian Reforms. So hello and thank you for joining.
Hello, thank you for the invitation.
Recently, there has been a press conference which was attended by Naftogaz Chief Commercial Officer Yuri Vitrenko, and he claimed, during that event, that Naftogaz of Ukraine, which is a joint venture company, has enough gas in its storage facilities so that Ukrainians could live through autumn and winter comfortably. And I quote here, "This is enough to pass winter with comfort." Could you comment? Is this true?
I think it is true because nowadays in storages we have in Ukraine almost 16.5 billion cubic meters. And according to previous winters, we know that this volume is enough for stable work, domestic Ukraine grid system and transit system too.
How much do Ukrainians usually spend over the heating period?
It depends on temperatures. Gas sector.
Let's take last year, for example.
Maximum it is almost 200 million cubic meters per day if we have very, very cold temperatures, minus 20, 25. It is really like peak consumption for Ukraine. Maybe last 2 years it is less, maybe 150 million cubic meters. It depends on industry, because industry is big consumer, and of course households and how behavior of households, if they have some energy efficiency measures, they implemented some these measures, this consumption is going down. That's why if winter will be more or less predictable without extra cold period, this volume is really enough for Ukraine and for transit system via Ukraine.
The latest data proves that over the time period from April to September, Ukraine, or actually Naftogaz, managed to double the volume of the gas that is being stored in the storage facilities. Now, does that mean that Ukraine would be able to export gas?
I think it is misunderstanding, because volume of gas in storages is same with this 16.5 billion cubic meters, more or less same like last year. That's why it is optimum. It is optimum for winter period, for Ukraine economy and for transit. And Ukraine didn't have export. Ukraine wasn't and is not exporter of gas. It is only transitor of gas. Ukraine.
Yes, but maybe there are plans for the future for Ukraine to turn into the exporter of gas. Do we have such an opportunity? Do we have all the needed equipment and facilities?
It depends on extraction, domestic extraction of gas, because Ukraine can export only gas which is extraction in Ukraine, from Ukraine fields. Now we have situation that it is not enough, of course, because Ukraine depends on the import. Approximately 1/3 of on consumption is covered by import currently. That's why yes, but Ukraine has huge potential for increasing domestic production of gas, thanks to geological structure.
Well, do we need to do that to increase our domestic production of gas so we fulfill the potential of becoming a successful exporter?
Yeah, but we need new progress or new technologies for extraction and investments, first of all. And know-how, because fields in Ukraine they have very difficult structure. That's why we need time for it. But thanks to decreasing, for instance, royalties, it is big impulse for companies to invest to new wells. It is very important for this area. But first results we will see only in horizon 2 years, because it is not a short time process. It is long-term process. Minimum 10 years. We need 10 years for production from new wells, and we can see that last 2 years this production is more or less stable or with little increasing. But it is good results because before it we had negative trends that production was decreasing. Not very fast, but this trend was that it was negative. Now we have more or less stable with little increasing, and if we will implement new rules for this area from production companies. I think that in this horizon 2-3 years we will have other picture that domestic production of gas will increase significantly, maybe by plus minus 5 billion cubic meters per year, and thanks to energy efficiency on the side, Ukraine consumption, domestic consumption will decrease thanks to energy efficiency, industry and households, and that's why in horizon 2, 3, maybe 4 years we will have a balance between domestic production of gas and consumption, and after it, Ukraine could be exporter of gas, some little volume, to neighbors countries like Poland or Slovakia and Hungary and others.
Thanks for clarifying that. I have another statement by a CEO of another important Ukrainian company, which is Ukrenergo, Vsevolod Kovalchuk, who said that Ukraine's power grids may join the European network of transmission system operations by 2020. How realistic is this forecast?
I think it is very optimistic forecast. We have to be open. Ukraine is for connection with European transmission grid system, high voltage transmission system. It is electricity. It is not gas. Ukraine has to implement it a lot of conditions, technical conditions. And plus legal, but technical. Without implementation, technical conditions, it is not possible. Part of Ukraine grid system, so-called Burштyn Island, it is western part of Ukraine, has connected with EU grid system a lot of years via Slovakia and Hungary, trans-border line, high voltage line. That's why we have skills. What does it mean? But if we want to connect all Ukraine grid system, not only like this island, we need time for it. According to previous experiences, other countries which connected with ENTSO-E, this name, this EU or European grid system, it is 5, 6, 8 years. Very, very hard work, very everyday work. All parts, all players on the electricity market. It is not only question for Ukrenergo, but it is a really problem for every power station and every Energo. For all players, domestic players in Ukraine, has to be prepared for connection all this grid system Ukraine to ENTSO-E, to European grid system. That's why I think that the team, Mr. Kovalchuk, is very professional, and this team has this goal to connect fully grid system to Ukraine grid system to European. I think that it will be very optimistic scenario, horizon 5 years, maybe 4, but less. It will be really
too ambitious.
Too ambitious, or yeah, too ambitious, I think.
Okay, let's talk about the much anticipated project of Nord Stream 2 pipeline. Ukraine is going to be a transit country in it. That's what Germany claims. Nevertheless, it's going to be not in the winning position. However, Ukraine is waiting for guarantees from Germany, meaning that at least we should have the fixed and clearly indicated volume of the gas that is going to be transited. What kind of numbers are we talking about here?
I think it is not only a question between Ukraine and Germany, but it is a question between Ukraine and EU generally. Because if we are looking on the map, transit system, this corridor is going from Ukraine to Slovakia and to other countries, via Slovakia, Czech Republic, or Austria. It is. What did you mean? I'll mention it is political question, because technically Ukraine system, grid system has huge capacity for transit.
According to the German side, it's more of an economical project rather than political. However, the rest of the international community thinks otherwise.
Okay. If Nord Stream 2, yeah, Nord Stream 2, I think for gas companies which are the partner of Gazprom in this project, it is really economical project. For these companies, it is very interesting project, which create for these companies better position on gas market of Europe, together with Gazprom. Yeah, of course, if there is on other side, there is this goal of Kremlin. It is political goal, geostrategic goal, to build bypass of Ukraine. Goal is zero transit via Ukraine in the next several years. That's why position of German Chancellor Angela Merkel that yes, Ukraine, we have to have answer on Ukraine transit after 2020, after Nord Stream 2, is new position of Berlin, because before it, Berlin was that it is only economical program, no politician, no geopolitics, zero. Now we have this new position of Berlin and Chancellor Merkel. How Ukraine is prepared to put on the table solution or proposal which will be acceptable for European partners on the one side, and on the other side Gazprom, because finally client for transit will be Gazprom. It is Siberian gas.
Is Ukraine getting ready for putting the solution on the table?
Currently, today, I am afraid that not. Because we don't have unbundling. We don't know who will be partner for transit. Doesn't matter for the European gas traders or for Gazprom. But we don't know which entity will be partner for transit after 1st January 2020. If it will be Naftogaz, like vertical integration company, like now, or it will be Ukrtransgaz, some like more or less separately the entity thanks to unbundling process. We don't know this answer. It is very important moment. And next one, I think that Ukraine has this position that this minimum volume, which was declared by Chancellor Angela Merkel after meeting with Putin, this 30 billion cubic meters per year, it is not enough for Ukraine. It is not enough due to technically, physically, etc., economically, finally, aspects. This volume has to be more. And I think, it is my opinion, that Ukraine has this position now that, okay, if Nord Stream 2 we need, like European and Russians, for additional export of Siberian gas to Europe, okay, we have now a Ukraine transit system. If Europeans need more Siberian gas, volume which has to be transited via Ukraine, more or less same like via Nord Stream 2, between 50-60 billion cubic meters per year and long-term contract, based on long-term contract. I think it is position which is very clear and fair from Ukraine that if you need more Siberian gas, why we are going out of Ukraine
what's the point
without Ukraine,
going into all that
we are
trouble?
going to decreasing rapidly transit volume via Ukraine on this 30 billion cubic meters. It is not optimum for Ukraine transit system. But again, there has to be one position all Ukraine decision makers regarding this topic. Government, Naftogaz, diplomacy of Ukraine has to have a very strong and very clear position regarding this issue, and proposal which will be interesting for Europeans and finally for Gazprom too.
Well, hopefully all those three parties that you just named will unite and come up with a very effective proposal, both for Ukraine and the rest of the participants of the Nord Stream 2 pipeline project. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
That was Karel Hirman. He's a member of the Strategic Advisory Group for Support of Ukrainian Reforms. Thank you so much for watching UATV. Stay tuned for more.